Hello, and welcome back to Winter Fruit Reviews. Today's subject is the persimmon. And with us today, we have a very special guest, the Twitter account @PersimmonFacts. This Twitter account is an account which well, let's just read the bio. I'm just a little persimmon, I pronounced that wrong, hanging out, #fruits against fascism. So, we're going to read some tweets, eat some fruits, and have a gay old time. So our first persimmon fact for you today is a sweet, smushy Sharon fruit should be firm and crisp with a sweet flavor. And I think that's a good place to start. So here I've got two persimmons, both of which come from a close extended family's tree a little further north in California. This one is totally the correct consistency for eating a hard persimmon. This one's a little overripe. Like, you can actually see them starting to squish. Now, there's two main varietals of persimmons, the hard ones and the soft ones. This is a hard one which has gone soft, so it's a little more than you might expect. The soft ones, I don't have any of those, but I can assure you they're great. They're like more like plums, but even more like jelly. They make really good persimmon bread, which is like you take a banana bread recipe and replace it with a persimmon and then adjust the fluids a little bit, and it's really good. Anyway, our next persimmon fact is stop reproducing power relations, which is a great message for a persimmon to carry. Power relations are just bad. You need to be on equal footing with your comrades, and you can't keep reproducing your parents' trauma. So, without further ado, let's dive into the mushier one first. You can just sort of pull off the top. Nope. And then, lo and behold, the entire body of the fruit is edible. What an ally. I'm sorry, oh yeah, what an ally. Fruits can be lesbians and also allies. Of course. Our next persimmon fact is, don't be afraid to kick transphobes in the teeth. That's a great message that we on Winter Fruit Reviews heartily endorse. Don't be afraid to kick a transphobe in the teeth. They don't deserve them, but you do. Like, you deserve a lovely persimmon. Beautiful. It's like candy. Our next persimmon fact is, when planting in a container, the pot you choose needs to be large enough to accommodate the tree's current root system with room to grow. Be sure the container you use has adequate drainage holes. So this is about agriculture. Now, I may love fruit and love the concept of agriculture, but I don't know anything about agriculture. I aspire to one day be a farming gay with a pair of overalls and some goats and several fruit trees in my backyard with my lovely partner, etc. But in the meantime, we can settle for agricultural tips from a Twitter account on the internet. Like, look at this. Look at this. It's not overripe. It's just become sugary, more sugary. It's good. It's like, oh, what other fruit does this remind me of? This reminds me of a mandarin. It's that sort of gooey texture right now. That's good. Our next persimmon fact is, talk to me about voting when people who have felonies can vote. And that's very important because in the United States, you lose your right to vote when you get a felony. And this is a terrible system. Well, it's great if you're in power, I guess, but who cares about that? Because you can just redefine whatever you want to be a felony to keep whoever you want to be able from voting. We don't live in a democracy. We live in something far more sinister. God, this is so good. Our next persimmon fact is, Some people think I smell like cum, and I think it's funny. Okay. Our next persimmon fact is plant a Korean mango tree on your street. You should definitely do that. And that brings us to an important fact about the persimmon. It's native to East Asia, notably Korea, Japan, a little bit of Eastern China. It's good. It comes from there. It's still a winter fruit though. Well, it's at least a winter fruit in the United States. Because, you know, I got this off of a tree in California. So, you know, anything goes. Our next persimmon fact is you can definitely start your own Food Not Bombs chapter. And this sort of ties into the previous one, which is that you should always be working towards a better world by building alliances within your community to foster good. Now, a persimmon tree can be part of this. The more community resources that you have to share, the more your community can function and begin to free itself from capitalism. And that's a really nice thing. I am shook how good this fruit is. It's so sweet. Such a treat, such a treat. So, our next persimmon fact is, it's all gonna be okay. I promise you. It's all going to be okay. You have to keep working. You don't have to keep working. I forget where I was going with this. Work was not a good thing to bring into this equation. It's definitely the way, that's definitely the lens through which I view my life and the things that could be or could not be okay. We'll save the psychoanalysis for, let's do the plum episode. That'll be far enough in the future that I've forgotten about this. But it's all going to be okay. The persimmon tells you this, and you can trust that. Our next persimmon fact is, slice the persimmon into thin wedges or slices as you would a tomato. Actually, I should do this because I can't. Okay, top off. Uh-oh, this one's a little rougher. I'm actually going to need to use the incision technique in order to get the top off. There we go. Nice and clean. So now I can slice the persimmon into thin wedges or slices, like you would a tomato. So this is the more quintessential hard persimmon variety, the experience that you're looking for. Like you can see, this flesh is like very coherent. It's more like a very firm peach, or perhaps what's a good comparison? Yeah, peach is a good comparison. Yeah. So good. They're so good. Persimmons are such a good fruit. They're so good. Our next persimmon fact is, important persimmon fact, destroy all borders. Thank you. And I think that's a great thing. 'Cause like, it's so funny how the way so much of our discourse is arguing about nations as if they were coherent bodies of unified individuals. Whereas they're just tools for colonialism, apartheid, what have you. Going a little deep into leftist sectarianism, but I think destroying borders is a pretty good place to start. Our next persimmon fact is, don't put persimmons in spaghetti. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a challenge. I'll let you know what happens in the future, maybe in a bonus episode. Our next persimmon fact is, never call the police, ever. Never call the police, ever. You are endangering the life of your comrades by calling the police. The police are not meant to protect you. They are meant to uphold the status quo. And by calling them, you are inflicting institutional violence on your community. Don't fucking do it. Thank you. Our next persimmon fact is, a cheerful persimmon will make you tall and strong. And that's also true. And that's one of the great things about loving fruit so much, is it's technically good for you, as sweet as it is. It's got nutrients, vitamins, fiber, proteins, probably. And it will make you tall and strong. Feed your children persimmons. Teach your children about fruit before someone else does. Our next persimmon fact is, I'm a persimmon, and I really appreciate you. You are loved by me, by the persimmon, by your comrades, and by the people who you interact with and bring into their life joy, mirth, glee. We appreciate you. We appreciate your presence. We appreciate your work. We appreciate your face. We appreciate how sweet you are. Our next persimmon fact is, too bad persimmon doesn't fit on your knuckles. That's a shame. That's a real shame. You would go like P-E-R-S-I-M-M-O-N. No, we already used that knuckle. Yeah, there's N. That's not in vogue. You could do it if you like misspelled persimmon, but names are an important social contract, and the persimmon would really like it if the name was spelled 2 M's. Our next persimmon fact is, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. I think that's a persimmon fact. So, we hope that this was a delicious and enjoyable winter fruit review, and we hope that you have a great day.